The project expresses a very fierce sense on how to transform an old ruin into a modern building, how to get the light in the building, how to achieve the synergy between the new and the old.
Out of a small, seemingly unimportant ruin, architect Pavol Paňák has created a multi-purpose refuge in the Slovakian city of Cachtice. In an old orchard, he found the remains of a former brick kiln.
I like very much situations when building structures are in very integrated situation with the nature. And nature, elements of nature and elements of man work are somehow overlapping each another. I'm looking for such situations.
For more than half a century, the kiln had been left in a state of collapse. During this time, the orchard had continued to grow. The architect recognized the potential of the plot immediately. The actual function of the structure was secondary to the topography, history of the location, and lush natural setting.
I knew I had to rescue it at the beginning. I didn't care that much what should it be, how to use it in the next. I knew only I have to rescue it. And in the very beginning, I saw the shape of it. I wanted to add a new, very fundamental geometrical shape to the cylindric shape of the existing vault. That was a cube. Later, I realized, of course, it would be a fine studio for me for my weekends. So, but that's not that important. The most important thing is I rescued it, actually.
Others had perhaps not noticed the potential of the old industrial architecture. The architect, however, had fully and fundamentally explored its entire character and allowed himself ample time for construction. The original brick kiln was built in the late 19th century and was laid out like a tunnel. Inside this structure, the weekend studio of the architect emerged.
My planning was actually quite unusual. There wasn't a normal planning. We proceeded just through sketches and on-site deliberations. It was a quite elastic approach. It was to me more a process than some cut phases of the planning and the preparations and building. It was somehow slow, but steadily fluent.
Most of it resulted from the handicraft of local helpers. The factor of time was also decisive in the quality of the project, since it took quite a while to finish. For 10 years, Paňák worked with his helpers on the new studio.
I like bricks very much, because to me, on one side is the brick source of an order, of a very detailed network of modularity of the building mass. It's a principal module of building. So it's a source of discipline. It's also a source of very, very broad creative possibilities. On the side of the building qualities, of the qualities to keep the right climate inside the brick building, I think there is no better material than bricks.
How could one do justice to the essence of an architectural work that once produced bricks in any way other than through the use of brick itself? Although the building was erected according to rational, practical criteria, it breathes with a complete and unique spirit. It is rough, in places even raw, and precisely that is what makes it perfect.
To be aware of traditions and to maintain them is one of the most important parts of the culture of the community. It's very, very needed because it's a source of identity.